You approve? I'm happy. Let me just start by saying there are guys out there, some of them very good friends of mine, that have cooked more briskets since 4th of July than I have cooked in my entire life. So please understand, these videos are not out here to make me an expert to teach you how to do anything. These are me sharing this as I go along for learning how to use that. Because like I said, I'm pretty okay on that one. I'm pretty good on that one. But I'm going to learn to use this. And we're going to kind of go through this together. And you're going to learn from my mistakes. And we're going to all be better for it. Because I think we all learn a lot more from our screw-ups than we do from our successes. When I do trim up a brisket, this is how I do it. I try to leave some of the fat on there, quite a bit of the fat on there, but whenever I see big old ugly chunks like that one right there, I will go ahead and just knock that whole big piece off. This whole piece right here, all of this, I'm going to pull all of that off of there. Little bites, little bites, little bites, all the way till I get to where I want. I'm not taking a lot of fat off of this bottom, because you shouldn't. So that big hunk of fat right there, I took it off. I'm leaving all the rest of that pretty much the way it is. I actually probably got a little too deep on that one. Ooh, see that? Man, you really want to get rid of that kind of fat right there. Just those big nodules. That may be my word of the day. Let's go with that. Nodules will be our word of the day. Big nodules of fat. You certainly want to get rid of those because they're never going to render down. It's just going to be a big hunk of fat. See that right there? That right there. You got to get rid of all that. So I'm going to ask y'all, do you think I picked out a really bad brisket? Look at that big hunk right there of fat that runs all the way through it. Now I'm asking this as a serious question. But like I said, that's what this is all about. We are gonna find out. Me and you. So I had what I thought was a really good injection for this. It's actually what I use when I marinate skirt steak for fajitas. So I poured it all in and I mixed it in with some broth, and I got my injector, and I didn't think about the little peppercorns and the little bits and pieces of everything in there. So I had to take my injector completely apart, clean it all out, and while I was messing with it, it exploded and got all over my shirt. Now I'm injecting it. Just a big old hard piece of fat that I missed. Here's the last thing that I do. Take these paper towels, wipe off as much of that excess as I can off the top. Move on. That's me stepping on my dog. You all right? You okay? All right. Run that all down the sink. Now we'll pat it dry again. Right now, I'm going to go ahead, take it outside, and get the rub put on it. I just pat it in. I'm not looking to lean on it real hard. Just get it on there. Today, this B&B, this is pretty much just salt, pepper, garlic, for all you very traditionalists out there. This, Fiesta brand, find it everywhere. It's inexpensive, and it's good. So that's that. Now, we're gonna let it sit, get that fire going, get it on there. So right about now, somebody out there is saying to themselves, why does he have a stick burner he just set some coals in there. The short answer is because I want to. The longer answer is if I build a good bed of coals in there and I light those, get those real good and hot, then as I feed my firewood into it, they start up a whole lot faster. You don't end up with the slow burn to get you the dirty smoke. It just whoosh, and up it goes. So that's why I did it. I swear I don't think I'm Hollywood. I got these automatic tents. I think I'm gonna have to go get some different glasses because this makes me look like I'm just trying too hard. He's going Hollywood on us. Those coals are going good. I've actually put one piece of pecan up on top of there, right there. This is telling me I'm at about 150. My gauge that I have on the inside, so I'm just checking to see how close that one is. It says it's 168, which is probably pretty close because this gauge is about 4 inches off of the top. This one I have sitting all the way, well, I'll show you, hang on. I have that probe sitting all the way back. See it back there? So it's right there, and as I pull back, you can see it's about the farthest away from the fire as I can get it. I'm going to keep my brisket over on this side anyway. When I put it on, I'll show you. Let me close this so that fire can keep doing what it needs to do. I'll get these opened all the way up, letting it have as much air as it can. And I have this opened all the way up. I'm going to be surprised if I ever really close that. That's it. That's really all that's going on right now. I'll keep an eye on it. And when this gets where I want it, I'll be back to put that brisket. This one right here is sitting at just at 250 degrees. Now remember, that one is way up here. The one that's actually in there in the pit, 302. The one that's actually sitting back over here on this far side, it's showing 302. Went up to 304 while I was talking. So we're gonna shut this down a little bit because everything's running real good. Then we'll check that temperature again here in just a couple minutes. It dropped down to 294. So I think we're on the right track. I'm gonna go ahead and get that brisket put on there for quite a few years. And I've cooked a few briskets on it and I got to where I was pretty good with it. But the air on this just sort of circulates in there. It just, the heat is right here, right along here, and right along here in 2 baskets. Those 2 baskets right there. That's where the heat sits. I hadn't cleaned it out since Thanksgiving. See me. So over here, the heat comes in one side, hits that baffle right there, just whoop, right out that chimney. And I had to do some research and I had to watch a few guys. And here's what I learned. Think of that brisket in terms of aerodynamics. So what we did, we trimmed it so that it comes up like this. You'll see it better when I get it on the grill. I want that air to just drift right across there. You wouldn't want to put this side, that big blunt side, on the end towards the firebox because that air would just hit it and kind of just stop. I don't know if you can see it. I got that water pan sitting right down there. Well, also, a couple of times, come out here with just a water bottle, plain water bottle, and I will spritz it a couple of times during this cook. I'm thinking about this thing like an airplane wing. This side over here has the aerodynamics that we're looking for. So if you look at it, that air is going to come in from, going to hit that baffle, come in, start circulating around in there. Just make us a nice, beautiful, juicy piece of beef. We hope. That's the theory anyway. All right. So that's about it for the first half of everything that I'm going to do. I'm going to let it sit in there for about an hour, hour and a half. I'll come out and check on it then. I'll be out here to check on the fire more often, but I won't open that lid again for about, can't get my damn glove off there. I won't be opening that door for about another hour and a half. I don't care what you say. I ain't gonna do it. Try to get me to. I dare you. I ain't gonna do it. Why would I do it? All right, boys and girls. This thing's got to get back up to temp. I'm gonna probably throw another log on there right now, and then we'll see what happens. Well, that brisket's on there. I got the smoke I want coming through it. There's not much more I can do for a while. So I thought maybe I'd tell y'all a quick story. Now, I promise if I ever tell any stories, I'm never going to mention the real names of the other person involved in it besides me. Even though I don't think it's a big deal, some people might. So if you're sitting there right now going, oh my God, I was with him this one time and I sure hope he never tells that story. I will, but I'll never say it with you. Because they're good stories. So me and this guy that I grew up with, and we became real good friends after high school. We knew each other all the way through, but we became real good friends after high school. Him and I were at work one day, and we were supposed to be working, but instead we were screwing around with this little homemade three-wheeler. And we were up above town, running around on it. When I say town, I mean Tularosa. Love you, Tularosa. I really do. And the throttle cable broke. So, being young and dumb and not really knowing any better, we took and wired that throttle wide open. Pulled the starter on it, boom, it took off. My buddy made a circle. I jumped in it. We took off back towards where we were supposed to be. And somewhere along the line, because it was a little bitty cow trail, we got a little sideways, flipped up in the air, boom, came down. I'm laying there and I holler at him, hey, I need some help. I'm laying in a bunch of cactus. I hear him behind me go, well, where the hell do you think I'm at? So, some days I think I'm still digging cactus out of me. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here, drink a beer, wait for the next time I need to check something, or the next time that